Joining me now for analysis, threat management expert Spencer Corson. Spencer, thank you for being with me. Let's start here with all this activity at this site about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. And I just read off all of the officials who were there and investigators. Does this seem like just running down one of these 30,000 calls, or is this something more? What do you glean from the breadth of the response?
Victor, thank you and good morning. What I'm gleaning from the breadth of this response is that they must have had some kind of actionable intelligence gleaned from either their own investigation or the tips that have come through the transom. The incorporation of SWAT plus forensics plus local PD descending onto a home like this tells me that this was more than just running down a tip.
And before we heard about and saw this scene, the sheriff made news there about the DNA that they have. They have DNA that they say is not from Nancy Guthrie, not from anyone in her known contact circle. And so what happens now, especially if this DNA is not already in a public database, what can they do with it?
Well, obviously it'll be tested. And what they'll first have to do is a process of elimination to make sure that that DNA does not also belong to any of the crime scene investigators or the police response or the forensics team itself. You will also find mostly in a lot of criminal investigations that I'm very curious to see where that DNA was found, because cigarettes, getting sick, and then needing to use the bathroom are 3 ways that criminals unintentionally incriminate themselves.
And you know, I watched your most recent video about this case, and there were thousands of calls that came in after that doorbell camera video. You say there that that is not the evidence of a professional. This is someone who's improvising. Explain that.
Yes, if you look at the wardrobe that this individual was wearing, if you look at the way that his weapon was positioned, a professional would control their environment. This person is improvising. A professional would have done some research and planning leading up to that home. They would have anticipated that Nest camera and would have either chosen to enter the house from a different perspective or would have walked up with, say, a spray paint can and immediately taken that camera out of commission. Nothing that I have seen from the abduction video indicates that this was a professional abductor.
You also talk about eliminating noise. TMZ says that they've received a third message from someone who believes they can identify the abductor. Does that qualify as the noise you're talking about eliminating?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's important that once we got past that first kidnap and ransom deadline, that this case moves from an abduction of Nancy to an extortion attempt of a family. And to keep those two things bifurcated is very important. TMZ is an outlet where you would go if you wanted to start a bidding war for a celebrity sex tape. It's not an intermediary to facilitate a kidnap for ransom demand.
All right, Spencer Corson, thank you so much for the analysis. We'll, of course, continue to follow the developments there in Arizona. Canadian Prime